Hello everyone, I'm Duncan and this is Momo.
Welcome to final episode of for book 4, man.
Yeah.
I think honestly that we could make 2 episodes out of this ending for sure, but I couldn't wait to read it all. So I hope you guys will understand. We will in future make special episodes. We definitely will about some things that happen in the ending of this book. But for now we will probably miss some things. But let me begin with, what do you overall think of this book, man?
uh, I think it's great book, but I will
No,
say
no, of course that, but like how you view this book compared to other Stormlight or Cosmere books. That's what I'm interested in.
uh so it's hard for me to compare it to other Cosmere works because it's just this Stormlight as a series is much
It's
more.
more grand.
Yeah, and it's much
Yeah.
more like detailed compared to others. Others are just like small bite size, snacks. And this is like full
I,
course meal.
I'm not sure that I would call Mistborn six
Okay,
book snack, but I kind of agree with you. They don't feel as grand as Stormlight.
yeah. But I mean, I'm just afraid that I will rant too much in this episode. It will feel that way for sure because I have
Yeah.
some negatives.
Okay. Man, I like it, to be honest, man. For me, always was like most important part of what we are doing is that we tell it how we feel it. Like, why would I pretend that I like something that I don't like?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
shoot.
but so first thing is not even negative. I read somewhere that I think somebody also commented in our videos that there will be wit humanizing wit moment. What did you think about that part with Yasna?
I didn't like it.
Can you elaborate? Like,
I cannot really, but it felt forced to me. Like, I don't know if it was because of Brandon writing, or it was because I view these characters maybe differently, but I didn't enjoy their. I don't know how to even call it.
yeah. Like to me, I felt it would be more shocking or something, but it felt just like I didn't even feel that wit was engaging 100%.
I don't think any of them engaged 100%, especially not Yasna. But even to see her a little bit intrigued was like different. But to me it felt like forced. I don't know.
Yeah, I expect like wit to break, to be very emotionally vulnerable or something, and he wasn't. Like it was just a little tiny moment of you know
But this is character who is old as gods, and this is the first time that we see him actually showing this side. That is true. But to me, like in this dynamic between two of them, he was more like puppy than Yasna was.
but I don't think he was even like truthful, or like we cannot know if he was
Yeah,
even
yeah, we didn't
emotional.
see his. We read it from Yasna point of view,
Yeah,
and I agree with her, man. She's extremely distrustful of him, and she's very smart
yeah,
for that.
I agree. uh I wanna jump also on one thing that's very positive before I go on my
Yeah,
renting spree, and that's magic system, of course. And once again, Brandon shows his power with that sand, and like that sand works like if there's energy. like in that other planet, when sun is blasting it, it recharges this sand in 4 hours. And he found a way to utilize it on this planet so epically, because spren is kinda energy. And if you sprinkle spent black sand, like without energy, over the spren, it becomes sandy again, white, recharged. Yeah. And you reveal the spren. That's so epic. I mean, it's just amazing how he's integrating all these magic system.
In light of what you are saying, I'm more amazed that in book 4, he managed to make already extremely complicated and rich magic system. He managed to make it even more. When I say complicated, I don't mean bad. I mean, like he managed to introduce new things. And I'm not speaking about dust. I'm speaking about surge binding. There are countless now options open in future. Like just, these corrupted spread, bonding, humans bonding those listeners. Will they work same way? Will they work a little bit differently? Because we already saw that, for example, Venli can use void light to fuel her powers. Then he introduced what Ishar was doing. I think is extremely important, although I still cannot understand why, like in what way, but he's experimenting on Spren. And Spren basically becoming alive. Basically, not alive in a sense, they were always alive, but having
physical
bodies,
presence.
Yeah, physical. And I think we even saw it with Syl a little bit, not physicality, but that she's becoming basically more like humans, and this will have, I think, very like important repercussions on the future of Stormlight.
Yeah, so we can here agree that he's really master at building worlds, building magic. It's just amazing.
Okay.
Are you ready for first rant?
Good part. Go to the good part. What you didn't like?
So this one is to me worst. I wanted just to go straight to it, and that's Mosh.
Okay.
So I really loved Mosh in the first 3 books. He was kinda, as a character, going where I didn't like it in the end of 3rd book, but this book just made him completely, in my opinion, like it went
fuck Mosh.
Yeah, but I mean, the character had such a potential to me, because he divided community, and whenever you like create character like that, when a character can evoke such an emotion from your readers, listeners, or whatever, from your audience.
Yeah, it means that it's good character.
Yeah, but
and
now
I will just one interruption. I was saying fuck Mosh from basically, I don't know, what, book 2?
Yeah.
But I didn't say fuck character, because character was great. I didn't like his personality, and that is fine. Good job, Brandon.
Yeah, and some people like me, I loved Mosh.
Yeah,
like I loved his actions.
I will admit to you, I felt that at the end of this book he became, I don't know what is the phrase, maybe cartoonishly evil.
Yeah, he became just like a bland villain.
Yeah, I agree.
There's no more ambiguity with him. Like, who can now say, yeah, I'm pro Mosh? He took away that from that character. And to me, that was so sad. It was sad, because I wanted more of really difficult, like if Mosh do something, you have to, in the past, you had to like weigh in on it. You have to.
Yeah, you wanted him more grey.
Yeah, much more. And this now that's lost. That's worst for me, that part. So yeah.
I mean, I could even understand like what he did with theft. Quite honestly. But But there is argument even there, man, that he's far too gone now.
It's not him anymore. That's the
Yes,
worst.
but there is question. Will that change now that Odium is gone? I mean, different Odium is here.
We can only hope and trust
because
that
to be honest, man, what we see of Moshe in this book, we only saw true Moshe at the very end for like couple of minutes when he was running away from Navani.
Yes.
When his connection from Odium was severed. Other parts, I don't think it was Moshe. It was Moshe twisted by Odium power.
Yes. I'm just afraid that he will continue to do that, where, it's easy for him to write bad guy like that, instead of, writing really difficult Moshe.
We will see. Like, yeah. I understand that, you didn't like that part, but like I say, one caveat is that it wasn't really Moshe. But what I like about ending of this book, and I will say it to you, I think I already mentioned this, like overall, I didn't enjoy this book as much as I enjoyed, for example, in book 3. But this ending, this episode, these chapters that we read for this episode were like so explosive. I think maybe too explosive. I think he should trickle some of this that was revealed in this ending a little bit earlier in the book, because I felt overwhelmed. Because I don't know, like 2/3 of this book, they were very slow to me, slow paced. Like this war that Dalinar was participating, 2/3 of the book, nothing is happening. They are going there, and then they finish in basically 2 chapters. Then after that, in like 20 chapters, not even that. Like in 10 chapters, there is so much revealed that I felt overwhelmed, man. We got, for example, who is Taidakar. I mean, it's quite obvious now.
Of course.
You got it?
Of course, Kelsier.
Yeah, I mean, it was possible, I think, to realize it in previous episodes that we were doing, previous episode, yes, but it was very hard. But in this one, it was fairly obvious, man. Lord of Scars, with threatening that he will beat the shit out of him again, and there are not many people that Wit has beaten up. So that was resolved. Shallan situation was resolved. Apparently, Honor's Prince situation was resolved. Shallan separated from Ghostbloods. Kaladin situation was resolved. And I was right, by the way, at the end of book 3, I said that his part of the next oath will be him realizing that he cannot protect everybody. And I was right. Navani finished bonded sibling. This duel with Tishar. And, we will talk later about Odium and Taravangian and Vit. I just felt like it was too much. Not too much, but first, like 2/3 of the book were very slow to me. And then suddenly everything exploded. And I got used to this in Malazan, for example. But in Malazan, you need to be more careful when reading, because you will miss stuff. You will miss a lot of stuff. In Stormlight, man, it's not like that. I remember previous episodes, I sometimes read 3 chapters and don't write anything that I want to talk about in episode.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, pacing was a little bit off overall. Yeah, I agree with that. But can I jump to another negative thing for me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is not even the big one, because I don't care about this part, but fourth ideal, I mean, you just said it, what it was. I'm accepting it. I won't save everyone. It was so overhyped in book 3. I believe it was said that, most of windrunners, when they get to realize which fourth ideal, what they have to do, they abandon it. Like, they don't want to even try to do it. And fourth ideal is basically something that, whether you accept it or not, it's reality, man. You cannot save everyone. It's a war.
Yeah, of course, but
It's weak.
But here is the difference. You would never be windrunner. I think this ideal is extremely easy to swear for people who are like you.
But would it be hard for you? Let's be honest.
But not like for Kaladin, but definitely harder than for you.
Okay,
than as for you.
Okay, let me ask you another question. How many humans do you think would have difficulty swearing this oath on our planet?
On our planet, like maybe 0.5%. Not even that.
Oh, you mean 0.5%?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But here is the thing, man. Here is the thing. How many of people on Roshar are Radiants?
How many are Windrunners? That's the thing. So many.
No. Here, first, how many of them are Radiants? It's small fraction.
Yeah.
And then, you divide that number by 10. Actually, 9. I don't count Bondsmiths. And you got number of Windrunners. It's extremely small population. And not only that, but they are not chosen randomly, man. These are people who fit the mold of windrunners. And for these types of people, I think I presume making this is hard, making this solved. I think for somebody like Shalan or most of the, for example, light weavers, this would be like easy. Yeah, sure. I understand. Or for Yasna, what's her order? L-scholars. They are logical people. Of course, this would be like, yeah, no problem. I cannot say everybody. I understand that. But windrunners, man, I think it's hard for them because they are different kind of people than other orders.
And there is most of them also. I believe in all orders. So that was also a little bit like it's kinda, the other orders are a little bit more rare. It just doesn't add up for me.
I think ultimately, like, orders will balance itself. They will have roughly similar numbers.
Yeah, that brings me to another negative point of mine about order balance, which is, I guess this is just my personal opinion. So the first one was just objectively bad for me with Mosh, but this negative is just very subjective.
Matter of preference.
Matter of preference. I feel that he should have introduced will shapers much more. I think, for example, he should have shaved all of the old protagonists' parts a little bit and dedicate those chapters to Venli and will shapers. Because I think, like, in this grand scheme of things, it would broaden the scope of the series. As it is right now, like, Kaladin got so many fairly passive chapters where instead he should have, because, for example, right now I get the essence of Windrunners, I get the essence of Light Weavers, and I get the essence of Bondsmith as well. Like, I understand they are there to bond, and Dalinar is going to be this great general on the field who is kinda controlling everything, bonding.
I understand what you are saying. You are saying basically we are on book 4, and we know about 3 orders: Windrunners, Light Weavers, and
Bondsmith.
Basically, Bondsmith, and about few more like Truth Watchers. We know a little bit, almost nothing. About Will Shapers, we know now a little bit because of Venli, although it's complicated because her spren is kinda made for, not made, but it's listener spren.
But it's very small.
We don't understand it. And we learn so little, but about some other, like stonewords, like dustbringers. We don't know nothing. Else scholar, little bit, almost nothing. I agree there too. I would like to meet more orders.
Do you know what I feel that he's afraid of? I think if he wrote a book where there would be very little of Kaladin, Shallan, and Dalinar, and maybe people wouldn't like the
Here
book.
is the thing. I think you are conditioned by Malazan, man.
Yeah.
That's also a problem, because guys, if you read Malazan, you will see that there is cast of characters in book 1, and then there is not a single character in book, for example, 2, 3, maybe even 4. Then in book 5, some of them are back. Like, but I think that's hard to do. And also you need to understand that while I think that Malazan is at least as every bit as good as Stormlight, and much older as a series, that Malazan doesn't have even a fraction of following of Stormlight.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the reasons.
That's why I'm saying this is subjective.
Because people are like that. I remember when I was reading Malazan, and for example, I remember it was most jarring to me after book 3. Like, book 4 start and nothing. There is not a single character that you like almost in book 4 that was in book 3. And book 5, I don't want to even, go there. And I think a lot of people would have problem with that, especially. But I also think Malazan is different. Malazan is made for a little bit older, I think, audience.
Yes.
While Stormlight is made, older audiences can read it, but younger also. Like somebody who is 12, 13 years old, if he likes reading, he can enjoy Stormlight. I don't think somebody who is 20, 15, even 17, 18 cannot truly enjoy Malazan, I think. I might sound snobbish, but it's really my opinion.
That's very realistic, to be honest.
Yeah. So we were also right about Navani, although Brandon tried to, throw a few curveballs. I was thinking at one point maybe the beat might be, but it was Navani. She kind of strong-armed sibling into bonding her.
Yeah, there were plenty of hints that was gonna happen, even in previous books.
Yeah, but I'll just say that her first ideal was best out of all of them.
Yeah, it's like,
Journey before destination, bastard.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. And I will say she truly had. I think her journey through this book was most enjoyable to me, because from the very prologue, we saw her journey from somebody who not only felt that she is useless, but who was basically always in a shadow, first of Gavilar, who was a piece of shit, at least in the end, but even Dalinar, who, even though he's a good guy, man, he cast a large shadow, because he is such a, larger than life type of person. So I'm really happy that she got what she got. And I think she deserved it. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's why, I didn't want to be harsh so much about not seeing so much Venli, because her story was epic. I agree completely. Yeah. I do have one final thing, which I found a little bit negative and disturbing.
Okay.
And I don't know if you felt that also, but I felt that Race dying was... I didn't like it. I felt
it came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah, but I mean, it's... Look, when a... problem here is we don't know who is Odium and who is he. But when a character is living for so long, and he does so much damage, he kills so many other powerful entities, and then he dies. And we don't even explore that character. It's just I feel cheated. I wanted to learn more about him.
I agree with you because he was he is main antagonist of entire Cosmere, definitely, at least so far. And yeah, I was looking forward to learn more about him. But there is also a point here that I wanna make that you actually already mentioned. Uh, was race important part there or odium shard?
I don't
Like
know.
I think we will be able to figure that out in future because we know who Taravangian is. But yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere, and I wanted to learn more about holder of this shard. But these
Yeah,
holders, as more I read, uh, more I realize that these shard holders who have kind of bad intent, I think they become too tortured by it. And we but this is for me like takeaway from all of this, like moment when all of that happened and when Taravangian took that power, I felt extremely uncomfortable
why?
because man, I think he is somebody who can do much more harm with this shard than anybody else could. I think cultivation made a huge mistake.
So you are afraid of exactly opposite thing of me. Like, do you know
What?
what I'm afraid of?
What?
That they, I mean, it's obviously they did it for that reason. They killed Reis because, cultivation believed that Taravangian will be able to control the power. If that's
Yes.
the reason, it's.
And not only that, he want to protect Roshar, and still I'm afraid. Still I'm afraid. I think cultivation made huge mistake. But I will say this: kudos to her, man. She is the most badass, player I saw in Cosmere Universe. She didn't risk herself at all, and she basically, not she, but due to her interferences, Odium was killed. First of all,
Well, Reis was killed.
yeah, Reyes was killed. Sorry. First of all, she kinda stopped him from grooming Dalinar. That made him weaker, desperate, and then she positioned Taravangian perfectly. And then Taravangian, when he say, "Oh, you made a huge mistake," I don't know if you remember that part.
Yeah, but I mean, I really don't like. I hope, you know, I don't know. I really wanted to see more of Reis.
I, I did too, but I think it will be fun to watch Taravangian, especially because we kinda know what type of character he is, and we will be able to observe how Shard will change him and will shape him. And will it actually happen? But I think it will.
Huh. Well, I hope so. Uh, the ending, the epilogue with him and Wit. What did you think about
Oh,
that?
oh, that's a huge also. Because apparently, not apparently, but Wit had his memory stored with breaths. And Taravangian stole those, and not only that he stole those, he stole those without Wit realizing that he stole those. And
Yeah.
just imagine, man, that power of information that Wit have. Like if you could choose anybody in Cosmere to get his knowledge, it would like 99% be Wits. Maybe that dragon that he was writing to, because they seem to be like same age, same age. But it would definitely be one of those guys, I think.
But So we don't know exactly what he stole. That's the thing. We don't know exactly.
Memories.
Well, not all for sure. He didn't store all memories into one place. He probably got some pockets.
I don't know, man, to be honest.
It would be too imbalanced if we took all of them from him, you know.
We don't know yet.
Yeah. But that
But
was
also, I want to talk about this, something that he said in conversation with Jasna. That he said, and I think we realize that already. I think it's well known that, for example, while other shard holders are as old as Wit is, uh, they are bound. Like, they cannot leave their systems easily. He is the only one truly free. And while they might be as old as Wit, they don't have even close to his knowledge because they simply don't travel as much as he does.
yeah.
Like, he is in unique position to, travel every and all the worlds of Cosmere universe. While, for example, Odium basically cannot. He tried so desperately, man, to make a deal with Dalinar so he can just leave this system. He said to him, "You win or lose, it's same. Just let me go." He just wanted, this freedom. But apparently, man, what Honor did. He cannot leave the system. But also, what was very important to me is, I mean, I knew this kind of already, that his goal is not destruction of everything. But what I didn't know, that he's preparing for war. He's sensing that there is some war coming. We are not sure exactly for what are the stakes, but I would say shards are the stakes.
Yeah, it's
And we
possible.
also learned that Ishar, for example, is one of the guys that was, let's say, one of the primary people who was responsible for the destruction of their original homeworld.
Yeah. But I mean, I think we knew that already, you know.
I don't think so.
I believe we did. You know, when they came, Jazrian and that company.
So that would imply that, like, all of them were little bit responsible, probably, if they were the most influential people.
Well, I would assume. Yeah, for sure.
Then why did Honor give them power?
When you have an enemy,
Yeah. But I really got the feeling of kind of mad scientist from Ishar.
he was so weird in that moment when he snapped.
Yeah.
That
And just imagine, man, he is like average, like fighter. Just imagine Talarel. When I read that part, I knew you would like gush over that.
man, when he caught that
Yeah.
arrow.
Just
Oh god.
just imagine, just imagine how OP Talanel was.
Well, do
Oh,
you remember? I think it was even in that prologue of prologues in the book one, where they said Talon always choose fights that cannot be won.
yeah. Apparently, he did want them.
He won some of them.
Yeah. And also, I really enjoyed in uh, 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 like Venli journey, but it's not only about her. With her, I also put Lane. I also put those listeners that escaped, and I also put Leshwi and those heavenly ones. I kind of like them making third group, and I really hope that some humans will join them also.
Yeah, like I said, I really hoped for more of that.
Yeah,
Much
yeah.
more.
What else? There are a couple of more things, man. Kaladin saying fourth ideal. It was fairly obvious that Dalinar accepted his words. right?
Yeah.
Who accepted Venley's words?
Uh.
It was female voice. She
Yeah.
say femalen or however you pronounce that. Is it
Well.
cultivation? Is it a Shonai? Is it, I mean, it shouldn't be a Shonai, obviously. But is it cultivation? Who? I thought that only, like a stone father, or maybe cultivation, or maybe night watcher, or maybe sibling can accept words. But
Yeah.
apparently, if Dalinar accepted, who is this female that accepted? Is it possible that it's cultivation?
It for sure it could be.
And another question, man, in this last chapter, not last chapter, I mean last Venly chapter, is Chasm Fiend good guy now?
Maybe it's a pet.
I don't know how, why. Maybe it got possessed by some fused or whatever, some spren.
Yeah, but those were so many teasers in the end. That's one of the great things of Brandon. He makes so many like hints that you like. Who is L? I thought it was Rabaniel, but apparently L is someone new.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that too. I mean, L, first of all, couple of things. He's somebody who is fascinated by humanity, but not fascinated in a good, friendly way. Like, I mean, he likes humans, but he wanna make slaves out of them. But most chilling thing was that Lezian was afraid of him.
He
And I
doesn't
don't
have
know if you
rhythms.
notice when he said that it is disgrace that Odium gave his position to human. You know what that means?
No.
It means that he was what Mosh is now.
Oh. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's fairly
yes.
obvious.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't understand how you worded that.
Yeah, and I honestly think that right now, Mosh is like closest to Odium, or was before he died. So that would mean that this L was closest to Odium, and apparently he seemed closest to this new Odium.
Yeah, but can you imagine why would he do that?
Uh,
Why would he
well,
like?
Taravanjan?
No, not Travanjan. Rice did that. Rice strip away this guy.
Yeah, but because apparently this guy had, like some, he wanted to stop the war, and Reis wanted the war.
Yeah,
But Taravangian this cell kinda remind me a little bit of Taravangian. They have like we know very little about Tel, but they kinda feel similar, not same, similar.
there's very sad thing about him to me that he's without rhythms. He took away his rhythms, and that's almost it feels like you take away from human maybe feelings or maybe that's what he's doing to Odium. Like he is taking away his feelings. It feels sad.
I don't know if it's equivalent of taking feelings.
Well, I
I
don't
think
know.
it's more like
Expression.
yeah, expression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That feels
Mm,
sad.
yeah.
It's sad being Odium Sunderling, man. he
Sad
kinda
being
cripple you.
Odium also, I think.
Yeah, of course.
I say this lot of times in Malazan. I think it's sad being immortal. I think that's the worst thing that can happen to you. It would be great to be long lived, but I think immortality is
Curse.
unbearable.
Yeah.
There are probably more things that we forgot, but we will definitely make in future couple of more episodes about this ending, about our predictions for book 5 and how this will go, even though I honestly don't have any idea, because I really didn't expect Reyes to die. That is like, I like to be surprised generally in books. I really enjoy it. But this
That
was
was
too much of
huge.
a surprise.
It was huge.
Yeah, yeah, and I need some time because I literally finished reading like 5 minutes before we started shooting. So I need some time for my thoughts to kinda do their things, because I'm not fast thinker. I'm not thinker at all, but fast definitely. But anyway, guys, sorry if this is a little bit longer episode. We kinda jammed a lot of things in last episode. I also wanna mention that Raboniel death kinda broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah.
I really respected and liked her because I understand her motives. Like, she just wanted this war to end. Like, obviously she wanted her side to win, but she would even take her side losing just to end this war. So I appreciated her, and it was kind of sad to me.
Do you have any idea what we will do next week?
I don't. I just like, we will do something. That's what I can say to you guys. Something connected to this book, basically.
Yeah.
But
So if somebody has any idea that they would want some type of
yeah,
episode from us, I mean, there's no promise that we will do it. But if you guys want us to
yeah.
talk about something,
But we
you
are
can just
desperate
wait.
for ideas always.
Yeah.
Anyway, this will be like 40 minutes episode. So see ya, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed this book. Bye.
Bye.